Just say it's a festive season. Love is to be shared.
Okay.
To be freely given. Thank you so much. Now we do have a guest in studio. I want you to go to our social media, our website, www.swahiliportfm.co.ke, and our guest is Caren Kulola Mwakizozo. She is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Caren, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
I must agree with the guy from Qatar who says that you speak perfect English.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Okay.
Thank you. And you look good.
Thank you.
Girl, you look good.
Thank you.
What? Okay. Eh?
Festive season.
Festive season. You know, you so I love the how do you call it?
Oh, the brooch.
The brooch. Yes, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, leo tumekuja na masuti. And you want to see what's going on, by the way, you have to go to our website, www.swahiliportfm.co.ke. You get to listen to us and watch, okay? See us in studio as well. Now, we want to talk about something that has been trending online. So there's a young man he's been missing.
Yes.
Okay. There's an image that went around on social media. And the young man is Peter Muteti. He's a 22-year-old social media influencer. And he was reportedly abducted outside his apartment in Udhiru. And this is after a post that he made online on his X account, and that featured our president, William Ruto. And the post was deemed controversial by some. And then he deleted the post later that day. And when you watch the news, you can follow up on this story. He deleted it, and then there was a bit of fear, and then voila, he went missing. Okay. And yesterday again in the news, there's a young man again who was abducted, and in the news they say that it was alleged that it could have been due to a post that he made on social media again. Okay. And all these images are AI generated images. So, Caren, you're an advocate of the High Court.
Yes.
The things that we do not know, you know, and the young man, Peter Muteti, what law did he break?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Now, I saw that picture making rounds yesterday.
Yes.
Yes, the AI generated where we had our president in a coffin. I must say that is completely inappropriate. Now, that is what we term as a cyber crime, cyber bullying to be precise, and or cyber harassment. Now, what law he broke is the law on cyber crimes, now the cyber bullying and harassment that is catered for in the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act. Yes. So what he did, we really do not have evidence that shows that this particular young man actually generated it. But what he did, he aided in committing the offense of cyberbullying by sharing it on his platform.
Yeah.
Now, that is the law that he broke.
It's cybercrime.
A cybercrime. Yes.
So so now you're saying he broke the cybercrime law, right? His actions, what repercussions are there?
Now, if evidence is gathered and it is ascertained that he is the one who generated that particular image. Now that one he'll face a penalty on cyber harassment, which will attract a penalty of Kenya shillings 20 million or 10 years imprisonment or even both. Now, if it is ascertained that he only aided in sharing that image, he will attract a fine of Kenya shillings 7 million or 4 years imprisonment or even both.
What does the cybercrime law state?
The cybercrime, the computer, we have different kinds of laws. We have the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act. That one governs how cybercrime, it deals with cybercrime in Kenya. Now, it criminalizes this cybercrime activities, including identity theft, online fraud, publication of false information, like what that image has been going around. So we're not supposed to be posting pictures just anyhow. Yeah. We have to first, if it is a picture, let's say, Miriam, I want to post you. I have to seek consent from you before posting you. Yes. If I'm going to post a picture and I'd like to be seen and you're in that picture and I do not have your consent, I need to blur your picture. Yes. Just to protect your privacy. But if you give me a consent, there's no way you're going to take me somewhere and you've consented, maybe in written, that I consented to Caren posting that particular picture. Yes. And the other issue is on ensuring that whatever you're posting, you have full information on the same. You don't just go posting anything anyhow. Like, for instance, that particular picture, if somebody who does not know our president would think that he died. You see? Or let's say, let's go to the elderly people who do not know how to differentiate AI and really, the AIs look like real pictures.
Yes, they do.
What will they say? Like, let's say you go to my grandmother right now and show her that picture. She would like, I have not heard that our president has died. You see, that is really bad and demeaning.
Okay.
So we have to be very careful of what we're posting as well. You have to seek consent, get proper information before posting, because if you just post, data protection is also following you behind.
I like the fact that you've talked about data protection. So let's say I post, okay? So the kind of image that the young man posted, and then so somebody sees it, and then another person retweets it, okay? What am I in breach of?
Now, if you retweet, what have you said in that post? Have you written anything? Like yesterday on X, I saw that picture, but it's from a young man who retweeted and said, do not post this particular photo. This is disrespectful to our president. That person is creating awareness.
Okay.
You see? He is not in any breach of, he's not in any offense. He's not committing any offense. He's not in breach of any law. He's creating awareness that do not proceed to post this particular picture. This is demeaning. This is not true. But if I retweet and just leave it there, no caption, no nothing, I'm actually aiding in committing the offense. I'm committing the offense of cyberbullying.
But sasa you see, huyo mwenye what do you call it, ameshare hiyo post akisema don't stop sharing, umesema ana create awareness, but still bado by means anasambaza the same information na the same picture, inazidi kusambaa. Yako na following yake, na wale wengine wako na following yao, so still bado inaenda to the masses. Hapo hakuna makosa, but it's the same information inasambaa in another way, but in a positive way.
So now if I say, Salim, if I see you posting that photo and you're telling us, your viewers who view your pictures, that we should not post such things, this is misinformation, not true. I'm supposed to listen to the message you've posted and not proceed with posting. You see? But if I keep on posting, I'm also creating awareness to my followers, so that if somebody else is trying to post that picture, they should know that they're in contravention of the law. They're committing a crime. Though the picture has already made rounds, yes, it has affected the person who's on the picture, but it helps if you post and state that you should not proceed to do this. This is not true.
Okay. And there's a penal code here. It's I want to read it, okay? Part 2, crimes. I think you would understand it better as an advocate. And it says chapter, what is this? Chapter something, treason and allied offenses, okay? And it says any person who, owing allegiance to the Republic in Kenya or elsewhere, I think that's section A, compasses, imagines, invents, devices, or intends, number 1, the death, maiming, or wounding, or the imprisonment or restraint of the president, or the deposing by unlawful means of the president from his position as president, or from the style, honor, and name of head of state, and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Another one, the overthrow by unlawful means of the government, and expresses, utters or declares any such compassing imaginations, right? So is guilty of the offense of treason. So the first bit said, compasses, imagines, invents, devises, or intends the death, maiming, or wounding, or the imprisonment or restraint of the president. According to this, is this an act of treason?
Well,
According to this penal code.
from the penal code,
Yeah.
yes, it might fit in as an act of treason. But we're forgetting that that image is not really the president.
Yeah.
It's an AI generated image. It's just an
Yes.
image.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to pursuing legal actions, now that will be left for the state councils if they wish to proceed to file a charge against the person on treason. That is under their purview. They can't proceed as long as they have evidence that this is the person who committed treason. This is the person, but that is just an image. Yeah, I wouldn't say somebody to go to the extent of saying that is treason before
It's
being an image.
Yeah.
So that's our president. That's the commander-in-chief. So it's really in the purview of the state.
Yeah.
If they decide to take a charge on treason, yes.
Now we have freedom of speech. And freedom of speech is pretty much you get to say what you want. Yeah. I don't know if it's a matter of saying what you want. It's the right to articulate your opinion and ideas without interference, retaliation, or punishment from the government. Okay? Are there limitations? Because yesterday I watched an interview by which Martha Karua had, and she said the young man was expressing himself, and he shouldn't go through ABCD, and that the president should have a thick skin, that you shouldn't be angry when certain stones are thrown at you. When it comes to freedom of speech, where we want to express ourselves and say whatever we want without limitations or punishment from the government, what are the limitations that we have when it comes to freedom of speech? Is it really free?
It's not entirely free. Yes. For now, the media people, you're governed by the law, the Kenya Information and Communications Act, and it provides for limitations.
Yeah.
Yes. Limitations are to not actually give out false information. Media is a big coverage. You reach out to many people. So the moment you give me a false information, you're already in breach of your freedom of speech. You're allowed to tell us anything. Yes, but you must have limitations on what you're saying. You cannot come and tell me the president is bad if you don't have evidence. You have to be very careful, cautious on what you're telling the public, because what you tell us is what we take in and what we hold on to. Because if I now go and spread the word, let's say I'm having a conversation with Salim, and I'm like, we had Miriam on station, and she said ABCD. Yeah, and I believe that's true. She's in the media.
Yeah.
No evidence. You see, now Salim will go and tell somebody else. The other person will tell somebody else. Now it will all come back to you because you spread information that is false. So for the media people, yes, there is freedom of speech, but with limitations. Whatever you're telling us, let it be backed.
Forget the media.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to citizens, because I believe freedom of speech also applies to the general public.
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
Yeah, it does, right? So with an aim to educate and let somebody know that yes, there's this space where I can express myself freely. But then there are limitations. What are the limitations to what I cannot say, what I cannot post, to avoid disappearing?
Yes, thank you. Now, for that, we have to limit ourselves with sensitive information.
Yeah.
Especially one that is going to tarnish somebody's reputation. Yes, if you're going to go all in tarnishing somebody's reputation, you have to be backed with evidence. Like I'm a layman right now. I'm not in the media. If I'm going to be speaking out, maybe something is hurtful. If I speak out, let me be careful with not ruining somebody's reputation in the process. Yes, speak out, speak your truth, but be limited to exactly what you're saying and who exactly you're talking about, and how will it tarnish their reputation, and how will it tarnish my reputation as well when I start speaking out like that. Yes.
So that is now defamation.
Yes.
Now do tell us what the law says on defamation.
You're not supposed to. The law is very strict.
Yeah.
Like the law I told you, the computer misuse and and also the penal code.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very strict on defaming, defamatory statements. When you're giving out a statement, you have to be very careful not to ruin somebody's reputation, because it will come back biting you.
Yeah.
Yes, because if you defame me, I'm definitely going to seek legal recourse. And if I have proof that you defamed me, it's going to come back. You're going to have to face the law. You'll be punished for something you said, and you defamed my reputation in the process. So the law is very clear. Be free to speak what you want to say, but be very careful when you're talking about somebody. Do not ruin their reputation in the process.
Okay. Sasa hapa ndo mahali ambapo pia mimi na draw line, because vijana ndio wao wenye wamejitokeza, wana express whatever they feel, wanatumia mbinu za kileo za vijana, sawa. But we have a political class yenye wanarushiana tantrums. Umeelewa? Miriam ameniambia hivi, Barisa I retaliate, nasema hivi. We are seeing that iko open to the public. Na hawa watu hakuna mahali unaona amepelekwa kotini ama amefanywaje. This generation inaona hizo vitu. Now mtu mkubwa anakuja kufanya, huyo anaonekana amefanya makosa, lakini Miriam and Barisa, it is okay. Why the double standard?
Yes. Now
kwenye hiyo sheria na law.
Actually, hakuna double standard, really.
Yeah.
It's like you've clearly put it, Miriam and Salim, you get at each other.
Yes.
Now, it's up to you. If you feel you're defamed, you can always move forward. If you feel like, this was just political, good publicity, bad publicity, still publicity, I'm looking for fame out here. You can choose not to move forward with it.
Okay.
But if I start speaking ill of you, remember, one, why are we at loggerheads? Yeah? Nothing. You're in competition. I'm not in competition with you.
All right.
So if I start speaking ill of you, what am I gaining? Nothing. I'm just ruining your reputation. So you can actually move forward and take a legal action against me. But for Miriam and yourself, you know what you're gaining. Like for the politicians, they know what they're gaining. You see, they're looking for support. This, if Miriam speaks wrongly of you and maybe you're vying, Miriam speaks wrongly of you, you're going to look for support and speak wrongly of Miriam.
Yeah.
You've both gained followers.
All right.
Yes. So that's why you don't even feel like, why should I take Miriam forward? She has helped me gain some followers. You'll also feel the same way. But if I tarnish you, I've ruined your reputation, because people will see I'm just a lay person. So I'm really coming at for you.
Okay. Yes.
Well, we are looking at the ethical concerns of AI-generated images, and in studio is Caren Kulola Mwakizozo. She's the advocate of the High Court of Kenya. What questions do you have? What do you want to know? 07009 17917. We'll be right back. In studio, we do have an advocate of the High Court, Caren Kulola Mwakizozo. She's an advocate of the High Court, and we're talking about looking at the ethical concerns of AI generated images. We've had an incident where a young man posted an image on social media, and it featured a photo of the president, and it has been deemed controversial, and he deleted it. But then right now we do not know where he is. And another young man also disappeared yesterday. And what hurt me about yesterday's incident was, you see, when you listen to parents, and the mom said, one of the parents said, release our son, let us discipline, wacha sisi tumfunze.
Yeah.
And the dad came out and said, and he was in tears, and that really pained me, because you see a parent akasema hapo, I voted for this government and I did ABCD, please release my son. So Caren, we are seeing a spate of, you do something, okay? The next thing is we see people disappear, right? Now, there's a reason why we have the law. When I defame you or I commit a cybercrime act. What should be done? Is abduction the way? Or what does the law say?
Well, the law is very clear. Once you've committed a crime, either it's a cybercrime or any kind of offense, you're supposed to report that matter to the local authorities, the police. If for this young man who shared that picture, the best thing to do is that would have reported the matter to the police or the cybercrime unit in the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, so that they can take up the matter, investigate, and actually prefer charges on the young man. Right now, we do not know who has taken the young man or where he is, but that's what has happened is not right. The best thing to do, if somebody commits an offense, you report the matter to the police or the cybercrime unit if the case is of a cybercrime act. Yes.
And now, what are the ethical concerns around AI-generated images?
Yeah. So the major one is misleading content. Right now, the content being generated by AI, you can see there's some images which are created of humans, and they happen to be humans that don't exist. So that becomes a misleading content. 2, it creates a loss of trust. Like, what should we believe? Is this real? Is this not real? So there has to be a line drawn when it comes to AI, so that we can know that this is human generated work and this is AI generated work. That way it will maintain the trust. 3, the ethical concern is copyright infringement. Yes, if I create an AI generated image and there's a real image that exists, you see, that's a copyright infringement, because now which one is the real one? Which one should we believe? So copyright infringement also is actually a big concern when it comes to AI generated images. And the other issue, the ethical concern, is job misplacements. For instance, if I focus on AI generated images, what happens to photographers? What happens to graphic designers? Will we really need them if we now have AI generated images? So there has to be a line drawn when it comes to AI generated images. Let's see if we can train our photographers and graphic designers to join this other platform, or we can have a balance of both. Because if we focus on AI alone, many people will lose their jobs, especially on the photography side.
Okay, so mimi nitakurudisha nyuma kidogo. Pale Miriam ametaja mwanasiasa wetu mpevu Martha Karua. Alipokuwa anahojiwa akasema rais kidogo awe mkakamavu na aelewe tuko kwenye ulimwengu wa siasa, kwamba hivi vitu vinafanyika, lakini vinafanyika kuna sababu. Should the president, kama vile Martha Karua amesema, develop hiyo thick skin, kwamba hivi vinafanyika kwa sababu kuna kitu kimechochea watu wafanye hivi, so aone halafu afanye kile ambacho kwamba kinakera wananchi, kuliko kufanyika hivi vitu ambavyo havieleweki. Sijui mtu amepotea, haijulikani nani amemchukua, na watu wasiojulikana, but at the long run tutakuja kujua ni watu wanaojulikana, but by that time mtu atakuwa amesha safa. So is it the right thing kwa rais kufanya pengine?
Yes, now I agree with Martha Karua.
All right.
Yes, our president should develop a thick skin. Like, Salim, what do you think we as Kenyans are behaving the way we are? Because right now we're retaliating a lot. There's so much retaliation. Even the president said when he's introducing something, people are retaliating. When we're doing this, people are retaliating.
Kapepo kakupinga.
Yeah, that's the exact word he used. What our president does not understand is that we are like children, you see, and we're trying to get his attention. We're trying to tell the president, listen to us. We want you to love us back. We want you to come and hear and understand what it is that we want, what it is that we feel that is best, so that the president can now determine that whatever Kenyans have decided, this is what is on the table, this is what Kenyans want, and I believe we can find a balance between what they want and what can make Kenya move forward.
All right.
You see, but if you're always making all the decisions and you do not listen to us Kenyans, like it's like ruling a whole country without us. Because now Kenyans will be on the sideline. Will be decide now, let's rule ourselves.
Okay.
Because the president has decided to rule himself.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so what we want is the president to just love us back.
Okay.
When we look at the I want us to look at regulatory and the legal framework of this, right? So in the United States, the Copyright Office ruled that AI-generated works are not eligible for copyright protection unless a human contributes significantly to the creation process. Yeah, because you just spoke about that, right? And then in Europe, the General Data Protection Regulation includes provision that affect AI, and it requires companies to obtain consent before using personal data, which impacts how AI tools can be trained. Yeah, and you've already mentioned that. In Kenya, do we have any regulations and guidelines set aside for the use of AI?
Okay, for the use of AI, I wouldn't be so sure about them.
Yeah.
But I know of the Data Protection Act.
Okay.
Now, that one covers on how data is processed, how it is stored, how it is protected. And I know that will include also AI-generated images, especially by humans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we talk a bit on Data Protection Act?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Data Protection Act is an act, like I've said, it governs how data is being processed. It actually governs the privacy of your data.
Yeah.
How it's going to be processed, how it is stored, yes, how it is actually gained as well. So, for instance, if just like what you've said about US,
Yes.
if no one can use an image unless you get express consent, it's the same as Kenya. You cannot use somebody's information unless you gain express consent from the person to use that particular information. For instance, you cannot post my information without asking me.
Yeah.
I cannot post your information without asking you. Same to yourself. I can't post anything. Because the moment I do, you can always sue me for data infringement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And once I breach that one, I'll face a penalty. Yes. It can be a fine or imprisonment. Usually it's around 3 million Kenya shillings or 3 years imprisonment or even both. Yes, so that's the purpose of that particular act, to protect people's information. So right now you can't just go posting anything about anyone unless somebody has given you express consent. If you know you are posting something, let's say maybe a list of names, maybe your name appears somewhere in the middle, make sure you blur the others before posting, or ask for their consent. I'm posting this, is it okay if your names are seen?
I see this with kids. You know, the functions that you go to, and when I was looking for, I've been looking for a school for my daughter, and they gave me a form to sign, and this form allows me to agree or disagree. You know, let them use my daughter's image. Yeah, and they said if you say no, yes, we will take the pictures, but it will not be on our social media platforms. All right. And so people are aware. Like, we're getting to a space where now people are aware of these things, that you cannot just post anything anyhowly. So for those people who do not know, what do we tell them? Because sisi tunataka watu nini wawe nyumbani wasipote.
Yes. Now, one, it's important to create awareness, like educate the public.
Yeah.
You can have, like, when you go for these road shows, when you can educate, bring it in, yes, about data protection. Not many people know it, but I see data protection are really trying, especially in creating public awareness. They hold a lot of these meetings to tell people about what data protection is, what it's all about, what happens if somebody infringes your privacy.
Yeah.
Yes, so we should try as much as we can to go and create awareness, especially in the mashinani areas. Not many people are aware that with your smartphone, you can actually infringe somebody's privacy. You can just post something unknowingly and you've infringed somebody's privacy. So, one, you should create legal awareness.
When we're talking about kids, we have couples, and I see this on social media as well, or I just hear people argue about certain things, where you're separated, and then I have the child, okay? So then I take pictures of the child, and then I put it online on my social media platform, and then the dad would call and say, pull it down, right? Like, bring it down. Picha ya mtoto wangu, do not. But hey, I'm the mom. Mimi nimeiweka hapo.
Yeah.
What should we do? Or rather, can the dad sue me for posting our child's picture?
Now,
whose consent do I need to seek? The baby's consent?
No, you're the parent. You're entitled to post your child.
Yeah.
Yes. So in the event that you've separated, that is something you can easily talk about. If not, because he is allowed to post the child, you're allowed to post your child. An outsider is not allowed to post your child. Yes. So he cannot, the father or the mother cannot say, pull down that post. And you're the parent as well. Unless it's an express order from the court that you're not supposed to post. Yes. And as long as there's no order, you're the parent, you're entitled to post your child.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Niko na kiulizi sasa hapa mahali. Ni kosa ni la nani? Because it seems sehemu kubwa ya Wakenya, large percentage, hawajui hizi sheria zenye unasema hapa. Being a lawyer, being an advocate, where shida ilianzia wapi? Because Mkenya anajua mimi, I have the freedom to express myself, I have the freedom of speech, niko na kila kitu, but hizi laws ziko na zinatengenezwa na bunge, zinapita, zinakuwa signed, zinakuwa sheria. Vitu zenye tunakuja tunaona ni kama za Gachagua juzi. Walikuja mashinani and it was all over. Tuliona wakitoa maoni. Why? Hizi sasa inabidi sasa tukuje tuelimishwe, tujete ilipitishwa lini. Mimi najua, but yule Mkenya wa kawaida mwenye anajipata kwa hizo shida, ni wapi makosa ilitokea?
I think we should go back to ile era ya zamani. Watu wakiendanga kwa njia na microphone wakipiga makelele wakitutangazia, because right now ukiangalia most times when laws are being passed and we're called for public participation, zinatumwa kwa
on the phone.
Some people don't have phones. You see, some people don't have phones, so it's best we go to like the chiefs in each area ambaye tangazia watu wenu kutakuwa na public participation. Yes, kutakuwa na baraza, watu kuna hii law inakuja kupitishwa. Yes, and like just posting on the message expecting everyone to read it. Most of us sometimes don't even get those messages. Unakuja tu unashtukia there's a law in place. Like right now, if you ask when was the Data Protection Act when did it come in place, most people won't know. Most people don't know there's a data protection.
We don't even know. Most people don't know there's a Data Protection Act.
Exactly. Watu hawajui. Unaona mtu tu anapost picha, labda anapost picha ya mtu na anaambia pull down that picture. Anashangaa ni nini mbaya. Unaona? So where we went wrong is we've really depended on social media. Yes, it's a good platform, but not everyone can access it. So if we can use different mediums to reach people, once you're enacting a law and it's going on public participation, ensure everyone gets to hear about it. For those who don't have access to smartphones, ensure the chief of the area knows who can inform now the elders, who can inform now the neighbors. There's this Nyumba Kumi initiative that should function.
Yeah, it should.
It should function, because if there's a public participation, the Nyumba Kumi chairperson should know and inform the neighbors that we're having a public participation on this particular day, so that if somebody does not go, it was their own volition to not attend. But if we're going to just post it on social media, post it on the Gazette, and some people cannot even don't have access to the Gazette, really not everyone is going to understand what's going on in Kenya.
What you're saying is we need to do better when it comes to civic education.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is the one thing that we've been talking about. I feel like this year it's something that we've been talking about over and over and over again, that when it comes to information that the public really needs to know about, it's not getting to them. It's not getting to the grassroots. Yeah. So
yes.
I like what you've said. Thank you so much, Caren.
Yes.
So good having you.
Thank you too.
We have learned. In case somebody might need your service, wakupate wapi?
Mimi, I practice in Mombasa. I'm found at Jubilee Insurance Building. The firm is called Wandai Madheka and Company Advocates. Give Kapo, you find me, you find a whole team of lawyers, and anyone will assist you.
So tukuja na any issue?
Any issue. We are not specific, any legal issue. You can even come for just legal advice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's good to consult before doing something.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good to consult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nitajileta niko na legal matter.
Yes. Karibu.
Just say the name of the law firm again.
It's Wandai Madheka and Company Advocates.
All right.
At Jubilee Insurance Building, Moi Avenue.
All right. Thank you so much. So good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
All right.